My dear students, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to your online class. Today our topic of discussion is physiological changes during pregnancy. Pregnancy is associated with profound physiological changes, and these changes are hormonally mediated. And the goal of these changes is to optimize the mother for the proper development of the fetus, for the survival of the fetus, and to prepare the mother for delivery. So first let us start with the definition of pregnancy. It is the normal physiological condition of having a developing embryo or fetus in the uterus of the female. It is most likely to occur between the ages of 14 to 45 years, that is the reproductive years of a female's life. And the total duration of pregnancy is 280 days plus minus 7 days. So now let us have a look at the physiological changes that occur during the pregnancy. These changes occur in terms of cardiovascular system, respiratory system, hematological system. Then we have the renal system, endocrine system, gastrointestinal system, and dermatological changes. So we will start with the hematological changes. First, if we want to see that there are also some anatomical changes associated with the pregnancy, and uterus and birth canal enlarges, and there is also the proliferation of the mammary gland. In the hematological system, the plasma volume increases about 40 to 50%, and RBC volume also increases 25%. So there is dilution, and this is known as the dilutional anemia or physiological anemia of pregnancy. And there is decrease in the plasma albumin, and we know that the function of albumin is to maintain the plasma colloidal osmotic pressure. So when there is decrease in albumin, it may result in edema. And there is decrease in plasma fibrinogen. Then let us go to the cardiovascular system. In the cardiovascular system, there is increase in the cardiac output about 50%. And we know that cardiac output is equal to stroke volume into heart rate. And in case of pregnancy, stroke volume also increases, and heart rate, both stroke volume and heart rate increases. And heart rate increases about 15 beats more than the normal heart rate of the female. So pregnancy is a high flow, low resistant state, and which is also beneficial for the fetus. Because of this high flow, more blood is going to the fetus, and there is low resistance, so there is decrease in the total peripheral resistance. Next, if we look at the respiratory system, there is increase in the respiratory drive. So the respiratory centers are a little stimulated due to various factors, and this may lead to dyspnea. And also there is increase in oxygen consumption about 15% and increase vital capacity. Our next system is the renal system. There is increase in the renal blood flow and glomerular filtration. There may be glycosuria and excretion of placental gonadotropins. And there is also, we know that in the gastrointestinal system, there is decrease in the motility. So the patient may suffer from constipation. There is weight gain, there is positive nitrogen balance, water retention, blood cholesterol, and the dietary requirement for iron also increases. And endocrine system also plays a very important role in the physiological changes of pregnancy. And we know that the secretion of thyroid hormone, parathyroid hormone, and cortisol increases. And along with all the female sexual hormones, that is estrogen and progesterone, which is also increased. In the musculoskeletal system, we will find that the patient may suffer from low back pain, and there may be calf muscle cramp, and sciatica may develop in some cases. and these changes are occurring over the period of time. As the pregnancy is gradually in progressing, the changes are gradually occurring. In the nervous system, there is a craving for unusual articles of diet and also alteration of mood. And there is some important changes dermatologically. We will see that there is pigmentation of the nipple and areola. The linea alba may be pigmented and that becomes the linea nigra, and there is brownish patches on the neck and face. And so a pregnancy, another important change that occurs in pregnancy is a hypercoagulable state. So there is increase in the clotting factors, and there is also there may be an increased risk of deep vein thrombosis. So we also have to keep that in mind. In the urological system, we will find that there is increase in urinary frequency, and all these are actually results from mechanical factors. As the abdomen uterus is increasing in size, there is mechanical pressure. So all these results from mechanical factors, also some hormonal factors. So in case of pregnancy, women should be encouraged to lay on the left lateral side so that there is less pressure on the inferior vena cava. And if there is less pressure on the inferior vena cava, then there will be more venous return, and the more the venous return, there will be more cardiac output, and that is beneficial for the fetus and also for the mother. Now, another important part of pregnancy is placenta. So now we are going to talk about a little bit about placenta. So let's start with the definition of placenta. Placenta is a feto-maternal organ that connects the developing fetus with the uterine wall, and it has two components. One is the maternal part and another one is the fetal part. The maternal part is known as decidua basalis and the fetal part is known as chorion frondosum. The maternal part actually develops from the maternal uterine tissue, and it consists of large blood sinuses, and the fetal part consists of numerous finger-like projections, and these are known as chorionic villi. So in the diagram you can see that there are large venous blood pools, and these blood pools into these blood sinuses, the chorionic villi are projected, and chorion is the part of the fetal part of the placenta and the maternal portion of the placenta, which consists of large blood sinuses. Now, what are the functions of the placenta? The function of placenta is very important, and the first and foremost function is transport of nutrients, and the placenta transports nutrients from the mother to the fetus by the process of diffusion through the placental membrane. Secondly, we can talk about the transport of respiratory gases. So oxygen is transported from the mother to the fetus, and carbon dioxide transported from fetus to the mother for removal. And we know that fetal hemoglobin can carry 50% more oxygen than the normal adult hemoglobin. Another information is that hemoglobin concentration in the fetal blood is also 50% more than the mother. So these two factors play an important role for carrying more oxygen to the fetus. Next, let us talk about the excretory functions. The waste products formed in the fetus diffuse through the placental membrane along their concentration gradient, and thus they are excreted from the maternal blood. And these waste products include urea, uric acid, and creatinine. And now the endocrine function of placenta, very important. We know that placenta is a temporary endocrine gland. So it secretes very important hormones like the beta HCG, progesterone, estrogen, human chorionic somatomamotropin, and thyrotropin. So what are the functions of these hormones? We already know the function of estrogen and progesterone. Like the function of estrogen is it causes enlargement of the mother's uterus, enlargement of the ductal tissues of the breast, enlargement of the mother's female external genitalia. And progesterone causes the development of endometrial decidual cells. The endometrium becomes secretory in nature and increases the secretion of the fallopian tubes, and also helps estrogen prepare the breast for lactation. And the function of relaxin, it causes relaxation of the pelvic ligaments and softens the cervix at the time of delivery. Now, function of human chorionic somatomammotropic. This hormone has an important function. It decreases the insulin sensitivity and decrease the utilization of glucose in mother, which is a good factor for the fetus because it makes large quantities of glucose available for the fetus. So these are the endocrine functions of the placenta. Then the placenta has a immunological function that IgG antibody can pass through the placenta, providing immunity to the fetus. Placenta also serves as a reservoir of blood, and there is storage of glycogen, fat and inorganic ions. So these are all the important functions of placenta that we have to know about. Then there is another important thing, that is the fetoplacental unit. The fetus and placenta interact in the formation of steroid hormones and constitute a physiological functional unit, and this is known as the fetoplacental unit. So this is all about the function of placenta and also the physiological changes that occurs in a female during pregnancy. It is important for us to know these parameters of the changes, because if we know the parameters, it will help us for the management of the pregnant mother. So thank you. This is all for today. Allah Hafiz.